Hello, everybody. Welcome to the second episode of the Ball Pod Football Show. This time round, we started talking of what our expectations were of the World Cup. Well, I think it has exceeded our expectations. I was expecting a very boring World Cup. So far, after the first round of fixtures, it has been a very entertaining one. Might it be the World Cup of the Underdogs? Well, we might not know. I am joined by my able guests. We have Emmanuel. Say hi, guys.
Hi, guys. Yeah.
We have Dan.
Yeah, I'm Dan Zuki.
And today we are also joined by the beautiful lady, Scholar.
Hello, guys.
Yeah, so I was thinking, this first round of fixtures, the thing that has made it entertaining is how many big teams have lost. So, guys, what do you think? Might this be the World Cup of the Underdogs? Might this be the World Cup that the unexpected team wins? Argentina lost. Almost Uruguay drew. The teams that we were expecting to win didn't. What is happening? What do you expect, guys? Dan, what are your thoughts?
I mean, it has been a very entertaining World Cup. I was thinking it will be the first fixtures won't be so entertaining. So Saudi Arabia surprised us, Japan surprised us. So I think it will be a very entertaining World Cup. The Underdogs might really surprise us this time.
Scholar, what do you think? Is this the World Cup of the Underdogs?
I also think it's gonna be a surprising World Cup. A winner might not be known until it is the end. Yani mpaka dakika ya mwisho ndio tutajua mshindi ni nani.
Whom do you expect to go the farthest? Saudi Arabia have already won. Whom do you expect to pull out the biggest shock? Maybe even win it?
In the coming matches or the final one?
Up to the end, who do you expect to surprise everyone and get to the final or even win it? That is excluding the big teams, the Brazil, the Argentina, the Germany, the England. Let's just put England there to keep Dan happy. But yeah,
I think it's Saudi Arabia, given that they have an able coach, a coach who has helped most of the clubs to reach the end. I'm sure he will be surprised.
Okay, yeah, I also think Saudi Arabia will go far. Obiru, who do you think Saudi Arabia will make it, or whom do you think is going to do much better?
And again,
yeah. In
addition to that, the way Saudi Arabia were playing, the possessing, and all that, they were very impressive.
Yeah. Also to add on what Scholar said, yeah, the way Saudi Arabia was playing, pushing the ball forward. Remember, they got their goals early in the second half, so they were able to contain Argentina all that time. So Saudi Arabia is the team to really look for going into the round of 16.
But the thing, okay, Saudi Arabia, I'm not taking anything away from Saudi Arabia. They did well last Saudi Arabia, but how many offsides did Argentina get? If only one or two of those offsides do not count as offsides, Lautaro Martinez, there was a goal he scored where there was an offside, but then supposedly there was the left back who was keeping him on side that VR did not look at, and all those questions around that. What if that goal went in? And Saudi Arabia only scored their chances in the second half. The only few chances they got, they did not dominate Argentina. I don't like saying they were lucky, but they were lucky. They might go all the way, but Argentina were also unlucky. So I think Saudi Arabia are good. They might get to the quarters, but I don't expect them to go to the final or win it. They have a good coach, but quality always comes ahead of everything else. If they don't have the quality. Manuel?
Yeah, so for me, I think whatever Kevin is saying is very true. To some extent, we are overhyping Saudi Arabia. Well, you could say that Argentina were less, they underperformed more than Saudi Arabia overperformed. The reason why I'm saying that is because from my analysis of the match, I did not see many chances created by Saudi Arabia, though they had a very physical team. It was so hard for Argentina to pick up a few, even 2 to 3 passes to push the ball forward. So for me, I would say it is an issue of Saudi Arabia being lucky in the first half and coming in the second half to punish as opposed to Yeah, them being really, but we cannot say that they did not do well. Yeah, because they did very well.
Okay, I think as we wrap up, maybe the question that we can all ask ourselves is, Argentina, were they unlucky or they are just bad? Will they win the remaining matches and cruise to the final and win it as I predicted? Or they might just stumble out? What do you think, guys? Scholar, what do you think? Will Argentina get to the final, or according to the first game to you say Argentina are going home?
They'll only get to the final if they are well prepared and they coordinate themselves well. And one thing people should not have that mindset of, because this team is big, they'll definitely win. It's not about that. They should get that mentality out of them. This like a game is starting, like it's starting from zero. You are not sure of what will happen. So people should just not have expectations of games.
I think you are.
Argentina has Messi and all. Yes, it has Messi and all other players who are big and they have ever won. It's not that doesn't imply that they'll just eventually win.
I think that is very true. Very valid point. Guys, let's just leave it there. She has closed it. Dan, what do you say?
I mean, it was much required. Maybe you can give them the benefit of doubt, but thinking of it, like if you can compare it to how Germany played, I can compare the two teams. They played a very similar type of football, wasting a lot of chances in the first half, thinking that you're going to make more chances. You get surprised in the second half. I think pressure and tension kicks in, and then you've lost it. So let's give them another chance. Maybe they'll. Yeah.
You mentioned Germany, and I have a very let's just talk about Germany for a second.
Yeah.
Germany, they dominated Japan for the first half. I was watching that game and I was like, okay, Japan there is no way they're going to come back from this. The game is over. And then Hansi Flick decided, we are a big team and whatever. He removed Gundogan. He took and that is when all hell came loose. Japan made their good subs. They changed formation and. Yeah, things happen. So I think also something to note is the coaches. These coaches are also making some in-game adjustments that are just do not make sense. Hansi Flick removing, I think the Gundogan sub was the sub that actually gave Japan a chance in the game, because the first half Japan were just Germany were getting chances after chances after chances. Japan were nowhere to be seen. They were just defending for their lives. And Hansi Flick decided he needs to give them a fighting chance, and they lost. So I think this World Cup will also be won by the coach who does his in-game management the best. Huh? What do you think? Yeah, I think so, guys. Talking about in-game management, another coach who did some really absurd management was the Ghana coach. So let's just talk about the African teams in the World Cup. None of them have won after the first round. Mm-hmm. We expected that. Though I thought maybe just one, but Ghana tried, but they were just they were bad, and then the coach decided to remove, I think, their most important player, because that first half Kudus was just destroying. He was just playing that whole game for Ghana by himself. He created the assist, and then the coach just decided that's enough for you, just leave, and Portugal just came into the game and killed Ghana. So guys, what do you think? Of all the African teams, Ghana was just one of the teams that lost. None of them won. What do you think? Is that expected? Was it unlucky? Did the refs have a hand in it? What do you think, Manuel?
So the Ghana game, first of all, I would say it was a very soft penalty for Ronaldo. I hear Ghana doing a petition.
Something
to have the penalty reviewed. But anyway, for me, I would say Morocco was a standout team. Morocco really gave Croatia a run in, and I would say that the fact that Morocco and Tunisia, these guys who are from this Arabian African origin, these guys have a good heritage of football, and they represented Africa very well. But for Ghana, I think they still had a chance, especially for the last minute when this guy called Williams,
Williams,
snatched the goalkeeper. I think the goalkeeper was being sloppy, and instead of him scoring, he just threw away the chance again. So African teams have been unlucky so far, but we hope that they would step up for the next
After
round.
the first round, whom do you think is going to make it past the group stages?
Well, I think Morocco should make it, and maybe Tunisia, but yeah.
Okay. Interesting thoughts. Dan, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I watched the Senegal game versus Netherlands. I think Senegal really missed Mane, especially in that first half. They were creating good chances. Considering the first Netherlands goal came very late in the game, I hate it was their first shot on target. So we tried to contain Netherlands, but again, the team didn't have enough or a player who could score, put the goal in the net. Tunisia and Morocco, I'll just leave what Emmanuel has said. They are playing well. So as I was saying, guys, so I really expected Ghana to push Portugal. We scored 2 goals. At least it was the first African team to score in the World Cup. We almost scored at that goal in the last minute. I really hope William didn't sleep and lose the ball. But yeah, let's hope African teams will also try harder. Yeah.
Scholar, you were laughing when I said I did not have hope for African teams. What are your thoughts?
African teams have not performed well so far.
Mm-hmm.
Team kama tu Ghana peke yake so far wako na mabao, of which they had 3-2 against Portugal.
Mm-hmm.
But I felt the penalty given to Ronaldo was not fair.
I think the referee in that game specifically was a little bit too harsh on Ghana because yeah, they were harsh because Ghana were making tackles and almost all their tackles were yellow cards. But then Portugal was stopping Ghana counters and the referee was play on. What is play on, my friend? I feel he was, as Africans, we are naturally physical. Just because somebody cannot handle the physical does not mean every time it's a foul. Sometimes, but they should eat ugali. They should have a little bit of strength.
I felt that game of Portugal versus Ghana, if it would have continued, Ghana would have scored. They would have equalized and even gotten more goals.
Exactly, but my problem with Ghana is why did they sit back in the first half? Because I think the second half they played really well, and Inaki Williams have scored the goal of the tournament for me. If he did not sleep, that would have been Inaki Williams. But anyway,
but I think it's a good approach to the game, because I was talking to Dan and we were discussing why they have to sit back. It's because Portugal are a very quality side, and so if you go all out attacking in the first half, you guys could lose it the very first half. So the coach had in view that he wanted to at least get over the line in the first half, like get a few chances but at least not lose. Then they can risk it. You see, like the way an underdog would know that in the second half a top side would have some more urgency and they will capitalize on the urgency.
Okay, I think maybe it depends on the team you support. For us who support teams that like to be on the ball, we don't understand this thing of being scared, what it means. I always believe for football, the best way to win is have the ball. When you have the ball, you have the best chance of winning. When you give the other people the chance to have the ball, they will score. They will just need one chance, just one shot or something, because the goalkeeper also saved Ghana a few times. There was that chip that he saved from Ronaldo. Yes, he saved them a few times, but I don't think relying on brilliance is enough. You can sit back, but I think sitting back in like the halfway line and not in your box is much better. For them, they were sitting in their box and not the halfway line. That is a little bit dangerous for me. But I don't know, guys.
You think about it. How?
Counter attack that would help them to score.
Which counter? Ooh, their counters are being swallowed. But yeah, I think Ghana, the team that scored. So okay, I think also something that has been lacking in the African teams is they are lacking. I don't know if it's the confidence or what do we call it of scoring. They're just they are, like Cameroon played well, Senegal played well, but then they just lack that decision, that to score, to create from nothing. You see, that moment of magic, I think that is what is affecting African team. I think if we had that, we would have scored more, and probably teams like Senegal or Cameroon could have gotten wins. What do you think?
Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm. Huh?
As for Senegal, I felt they had no finisher.
Mm.
They didn't have a them. If Mane would have been present, maybe they would have secured.
I agree with Kola. I think the loss of Mane was, I think, the loss of the tournament for any team. I think he's too important to that Senegal team that not having him there is just too detrimental to the way they play and to them actually getting chances to score.
Sure.
Yeah, and okay, there is this one thing that people have been talking about. I just want to get your thoughts. The Ghana and Portugal penalty, the Ronaldo penalty, was it a penalty to you, Emmanuel?
I thought it was. It depends. You see, this is what happens when you have Ronaldo as your number 9. He had some experience in terms of. I think the modern way of getting penalties is really an issue in the footballing world because contacts these days is considered no matter how little. So it's a 50-50 thing as to whether it's a penalty because the rules say.
So to you, it's a penalty.
For me, I would say it is too soft. It shouldn't have been given. But again, you understand why it was given.
Okay, Dan.
Well, my biggest worry is why didn't they have a look at VR? Because I'm sure if they looked at VR, maybe the referee couldn't have awarded the penalty. But again, looking at the screenshots, the recording, they show there was contact, and in football they're saying if there is contact, then it's a penalty.
Scholar, your thoughts?
My thoughts too. That was not fair as for me. And the fact that they didn't look at the VR, that was so harsh for them.
So was it a penalty or was it not a penalty? Okay, me, I think it was a very, very, very soft penalty because there was literally almost zero contact between Ronaldo and him. I think Ronaldo dived. He did not even wait for the contact. He just dove and sold it. My biggest worry was why didn't VR have a look at it? I feel if the referee went to the monitor or VR, they would have probably said, thank you very much, but that is too soft. I cannot give that as a penalty. I think that is my biggest worry about that whole incident. To me, it's a very, very soft penalty. Should not have stood. That is destroying the game. The game is a physical game. It's about touch. So we are not supposed to touch each other because it's going to be a foul or a penalty. Destroying the game, the beautiful game that we love.
Yeah.
Talking about the beautiful game that we love, guys, there have been so many good matches. We have had England score goals from nowhere, but they did score. We've had Spain dominate from minute 1. They played Spanish football. We had Brazil who did their thing. Brazil did their thing and they just scored. So I want to know which are your best games so far. Let's start with Scholar. Scholar, which is your best game so far?
My best game was that of Spain. And the one for Brazil. Actually, I really liked the what is it called? The acrobatic score of
Richarlison.
I really felt
Bicycle kick.
it was so awesome. I really felt it. Actually, that should be awarded the best goal of the tournament.
Hey, calm down. We're only in first round of games. Calm down. Dan, what is your best game so far?
Me, I think I have a couple of best games and best moments in this World Cup so far. So the best game for me, I think it is Saudi Arabia versus Argentina. That stood out really for me. But I really enjoyed watching Brazil play. They were playing?
They played Serbia.
Serbia, yeah. That game, Brazil really showed quality football, the way they were passing the ball. Young players who are really good when attacking. I also enjoyed Ronaldo's goal, surprisingly, because it's an historic moment in football. He's the first player in football history to score.
To
score in 5 World Cups. Again, I really enjoyed Japan play Germany. I think for me it was those underdog teams coming strong versus the strong teams we know. But of course, last but not least, England scoring 6 goals. My goodness. We're just waiting for them to bring this home.
Harry Kane is injured.
Yeah.
Manuel.
Yeah, I would concur with Scholas. The Spanish football was excellent. The execution up front was top notch. Those guys were ruthless and they ensured every chance they got, they tried to make the best out of it. Also, I would say England are a very, very big side in terms of they have so many people who are able to score. That is from the middle field up front. They have youngsters who can make things. They have a very good bench, and so from their game, I also think the match was one of a big match. I also think Brazil is going to thrive. My only worry is how they will play for 90 minutes, but to some extent they are very dominant side.
I think for me, I like total football. I am a Pep Guardiola student. I agree on total football. So Spain any day, every day, at night, morning, evening. Yeah. They dominated, they killed the press, they passed the team to death, and they scored goals. So Spain was everything. England did not play well at all. Brazil actually did play well. Yeah. Though I think Serbia also did play well. I loved the game because Serbia did not just defend. Yeah. As you are saying, it's not the fear. They were like, we don't care, you're Brazil, you have Neymar, we will come at you, we will play, we will be physical with you. I love that game, that aspect of it. They just did not let Brazil do what they want. Though Brazil started with a very attacking lineup, I don't think they sat back and said, okay, now come kill us. They played well, they pressed well. So yeah, that game was a very good one. And I think Brazil will go far because the Neymar is injured, but considering the 2018 and 2014 World Cup, Neymar was like their only player. If Neymar got injured, they did not know that have a plan B. I think now they have a better way of handling not having Neymar in the team, because the last game Neymar did not perform. I think it was the worst he has played in I don't know how many games. And Brazil played well. Brazil won. Brazil did so. I think the fact that they have wide variety of players, I think Brazil will go a little bit further. England, Harry Kane is injured. Dan, what do you think? Are you going anywhere with Harry Kane being injured?
Why haven't I seen this news? Did it happen today morning?
No, he wasn't at the last game.
Oh wow.
Also, I would say something. I was seeing some statistics that Neymar is the most fouled football.
Yeah, this first round, exactly.
Yeah, and that speaks of how Serbia were aligned to kill the game. Mm-hmm. So
something else, Scholar. The first episode, we all gave the teams we support and the teams we think are going to win. So, which is your team? Whom do you think is going to win it all, and whom do you support? Maybe the team you're supporting. Yes.
Is it not so obvious? Brazil, of course.
The Samba football. So you think they will win it?
Yeah, and I think they'll get to finals with either, if not Spain.
Just say Argentina. You want to say Argentina? Just say Argentina.
Not Argentina anytime. Not Argentina any day.
I agree.
Either, if it's not Spain, maybe England.
What?
Good.
What is England?
You guys will be surprised. I'm telling you.
Let me tell you.
This England that you are despising.
Yeah.
Will surprise you.
Okay.
Good. Thank you.
Okay, now let me tell you why I have a problem with England and why I don't think they will win it all. I think they rely too much on player brilliance. I think if they get a team like Spain who will suffocate you and destroy you if you are not prepared, I think they will suffer a lot. And I think they're too reliant on Harry Kane doing something or our star boy Bukayo Saka doing the thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think they have enough tactical astuteness to actually cause problems to the big teams. They won well, they scored many goals, but many of those goals did not come from, let's say, like, you see, like the way Spain they did did not just score goals from anywhere. It was pass you to death and then when you slip 2 seconds.
Guys, can I say something? Today we are playing USA, of which it's a very strong side as well. USA played really well against Wales the previous game. Mm-hmm. So if we are to measure England's strength and performance, let's see it today. Yeah.
Agreed. Scholar, you and your England.
but you see, my reservation with England is whatever Kevin is saying. Their midfield is not as balanced. They have individual brilliance, but we want to understand, is it just about individual brilliance, or do they need to have, let's say, some sort of chemistry where every player complements each other as opposed to every player individually shining? Yeah.
Well done. We finished this England debate there.
No, I'm not talking about England. I think there's a team we've really forgotten about. France, guys.
Okay.
France won.
We have France.
France won. They scored 4 goals after going 1 goal down. So maybe you guys can say something about that game as well.
Okay, we have France.
I think when I looked at France, I discovered one thing. Griezmann can play as a very good midfielder because he was coming, but he was linking the defense to attack. And that was one of the things that I think was a very good invention of the coach. Griezmann was dribbling right from the end of the pitch, and he was receiving balls and distributing them. And I think that was one of, I think it was a tactical thing for the coach that really worked well.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, Scholar, I want your thoughts on this France. Why are we forgetting France? Why don't you think they're going to win? Scholar.
My thoughts on France.
Especially the fact that you put England ahead of France. I want to know why.
I've forgotten about France actually. Let's talk about, first of all, how Mbappe was impressive.
Yeah.
Mbappe was very impressive, very aggressive. Wait, who scored apart from Mbappe?
Giroud scored 2 goals,
making him
He's tied with Thierry Henry.
Actually,
both Arsenal men.
Actually, Benzema is injured.
He's actually not in the squad.
And there was a debate as to whether Giroud would step up, but
actually, I said in the first episode, I said that I think France played better with Giroud as their striker than Benzema.
Yeah,
I actually feel he complements the rest of the team, so I think maybe it's a blessing in disguise. Because now that Benzema is injured, I can now make them get to. We will beat them in the semis. They will get to beat them in the semis. Okay. England will live in the quarters. Spain will get to the semis. I think. Okay, let's wait and see.
Guys, Belgium.
Belgium did not play well at all.
Belgium have a big problem.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Kevin De Bruyne does not have the midfield support that he has at Man City, so he becomes a big challenge. And the fact that Tielemans is playing up front, and I don't know what the coach is thinking, but to some extent, the problem of Belgium has always been the lack of fullbacks, and that is very detrimental to the team.
I think that 3-4-3 was, well, they were played off the park, but then the coach adapted and dropped Tielemans, and then they formed a pivot with Witsel, and then De Bruyne played as the 10, and then from there they did well. The performance I liked the most in that game was Hazard's performance. Hazard was playing like the Hazard of Chelsea. I feel that he needs to leave Real Madrid. He needs to leave Real Madrid, but now Arsenal has its door open. You can come. So yeah, Hazard, I think that was the best thing from that performance. Scholar, what are your thoughts on the Belgium performance?
Belgium. Did I watch Belgium?
Just know they did not play well at all.
Yeah. They were playing against. They were on 1-0, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sure.
Whom I actually don't. I don't even
But they're
remember.
playing, is it Cameroon?
Yeah, I think it was Cameroon. They were playing an African team.
Yeah.
I think it was
Yeah,
Cameroon.
they were playing Cameroon.
Yeah. Yeah, and you've mentioned, and then I've remembered.
They were playing Switzerland.
No, Switzerland were playing. They were playing another African team. They were Cameroon were playing Switzerland actually, because Mbolo did not celebrate because of that goal. Yeah.
So who?
They were playing. Let's see, the Africa.
Is it?
Who are they?
I watched the game and I know how it went. I know they were being played off the park. I can't even remember. And Netherlands. What do you think of Netherlands? How well did they play?
For me, Netherlands, I think they were lucky. But again, the way we talked about Senegal missing Mane. But let's see how they play their match game 2. That would say.
Canada.
Oh yeah, Belgium played Canada. Yeah. Actually, Canada, I think they wasted their chances the first half, and then they were running too much. And then why?
The penalty, actually.
Yeah, why was Nani taking the penalty? I think that is another big question. Why was Davis taking the penalty? Why not Jonathan David?
Yeah, that's one of the things. But I think the problem is when you are from an elite club, then there is a sort of over-reliance on you. They hope that you will step up on big matches and be a leader or an example. But I think it didn't work, and it shouldn't have been the case, though. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Okay, yeah. Kasfala, did you watch that game?
Which one?
The Canada-Belgium one.
That's why I have no idea.
Okay, yeah, I think we've exhausted all the important matches. I don't think there is any that we have not. I want to introduce one segment that we'll do each and every episode of this podcast, of this World Cup playlist until the end. Each and every time we're going to give the goal of the tournament so far. So let's start with who? Let's start with Scholar. Which is your goal of the tournament? You've already said bicycle kick. Yeah, the bicycle kick. Dan, which is your best goal?
Same goal by Richardson. The way the first time the ball went up, I wasn't expecting that turn from him. Really beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I concur with them. The Richarlison goal is. I don't think there's a goal like that so far.
I wanted to say that goal, but I like team goals better, so I'll go with the Asensio goal for Spain. I think the way they worked the ball to get to Asensio and the cutback from Jordi Alba, it's not the best individual goal, but I think it's the best team goal we have seen this whole tournament. They passed it around and then Asensio and the team was just carved open and Asensio did what Asensio does. So I'll go with Asensio's Spain goal at the moment. Yeah, so let's wait and see. So the second round of matches, let's wait and see where the African teams are going, how the African teams are going to perform and the rest of the teams and where they're going to finish. So guys, I think we can end the podcast there. Thank you everybody for staying with us for all this time, and I hope you enjoyed. Join us next week, same time, same place, where we talk the second round of matches in the 2022 World Cup tournament. Cheers.
Ciao.
Ciao.